Hello everyone, Farah Hanoun here, and I'm joined by Fernand Lopez, head coach of MMA Factory Paris and also head coach of Francis Ngannou. Fernand, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm,
People?
I'm doing great, thank you. How's your day been going so far?
Well, kind of busy, but it's okay.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time. Big fight coming up for Francis. He's set to rematch Curtis Blaydes in Beijing on November 24th. He's back in Paris now, doing his full training camp there. Correct?
Correct.
How did you guys come to the decision for him to do the full training camp in Paris?
Well, that was his call. I mean, we didn't have to decide together. He just planned to stay just planned to come in Paris. So he let me know, and then I started to build the camp. That's it.
I see. And last time, if let's rewind back, basically, of course, Francis, he went on a crazy run. All those knockouts, and he got a title shot. Things didn't go his way. He then had that decision lost to Derek Lewis. Is it weird now that things are a lot calmer in terms of media and attention? Is this good for Francis at this point in his career to maybe kind of start over and refuel, in your opinion?
Not necessarily good, but it is what it is. In the life, you have to take what you have you have to turn everything that you have come up you have to turn that in the positive way. So if the media comes to you, then you have to be able to capitalize that media and to focus on your fight. If the media do not come before to you, then you have to capitalize that to be more focused than you ever been. So for us, it's okay. We're dealing with that. I used to know that that's how it works. You keep in the win streak, and then you have the attention on you. If you have that win streak, just stop at some point, break, and then you have less attention on you. And it's your goal to decide if you want to capitalize that or if you want to fight for the media. You're fighting because you have a goal, because you try to achieve a goal. So yes, I think Francis is what I can tell is that he's more focused and he looked great on the camp. He's fine, and he learned a lot about the two last fight that he had.
And you know him better than anyone does. What, in your opinion, went wrong? The title fight, he got tired, maybe pushed the pace a little too much, too quickly. But then the Derek Lewis fight, he was tentative and hesitant. What, in your opinion, went wrong with that fight?
Like I said again, we did lose the first fight in the championship because of lack of experience. Francis went very fast on his way to the top, and the amount of time that he spent in the cage was very small, and when he comes to the last step to get to the goal, he just panicked and thought that that was a good thing to just go there and rush and finish the fight with a knockout because of the pressure, because there was a lot of pressure even coming from the camp, even from me, because in the camp, you always, as a coach, I was talking a lot about how good can be Stipe, because Stipe is good, because Stipe is not an average wrestler. He's NCAA, at the same time he's the top of the boxing people in the amateur boxing in US. So we knew that there would be a huge fight for Francis, and I guess that all that pressure made him just try to finish the fight, rush and finish the fight, which wasn't at all the game plan. But again, as a team, we lose as a team and we win as a team, and that happened. And after that, we went to the other fight. I wasn't at all in the camp. I wasn't in that preparation of the fact that I'm in France, I'm in Paris, and like I said again, Francis is the one who decided what he wanted to do. When he decided that he was going to the US, that was his call. And when he decided that he's coming in France, that's his call. I'm trying to let people be free around me and decide whatever they want to do. Yeah, he was there in the US and I have a camp in the US, I guess, and did everything there. But at the end, he had I went there just to show up and be the mental strength to help, and that's what I did. And but that wasn't enough. And the first fight that the fact that the recipient was too much on the right side, which is a lot of offensive, and tried to walk down CP. And the last fight that was the opposite. He went too much in the opposite way. One was a lot of passivity. He had any strike, and but he wasn't that far from the game plan that he built with his coach. What was like, let's just check in the first round and let's see how going to try to take the defense, try to be good in the management defense, so you will cut him in the good moment, have that timing in the punching or whatever, and end up that in the first round and the second round, that was okay for us. I mean, I didn't panic to see Francis not hitting because we said that we should take our time in that fight. And I started to become concerned when we started in the second round against Derek Lewis, because then we started to say, hey, Francis, now we have to go. Because in the first round and the second round, the first part of the second round, we was like, people was booing. So my concern was to make sure that Francis do not panic because people was booing and then rush there and get caught by Derek Lewis, who's still a big hitter. I mean, you can tell in the last fight against Volkov, Derek Lewis made to knock out Volkov in the end of the fight. So at any moment, Derek Lewis still a dangerous fighter. So we were trying to make sure that Francis do not panic and do not try to please the audience and then get caught. So we were saying, okay, Francis, whenever you feel like you feel the game, the shot, just pick the shot. But don't rush. It's okay. We still have time. Don't rush. And in the end of the run, we was like, now we have to go. Now we really have to go. We're running late. Now we late. But it was still like something was just blocking him. I don't know. And then we found out that actually the fact that he was afraid to be out of gas, to gas out, and with CP, and we did it just like we did with CP. That was just taking him, hold him back, and then he didn't throw much punch. So now our game, our mental game, our mental workout now is to try to correct that and go to the middle. I mean, the middle beside between the first fight and the second fight. Try to be the difference, the normal one in the middle. With all the improvement that we have done in all the departments, which is the ground game, the wrestling, the striking, everything, the conditioning. I mean, we work on everything.
And what did Francis tell you? Like after that loss to Derek Lewis, did you guys have a talk? I mean, how did he feel after? Of course, he didn't feel it's a loss. You're never going to feel good about a loss. But did he tell you anything specific of what he felt like went wrong? I mean, did you guys have a talk or anything like that?
About what loss? The first one or the second one?
After the Derek Lewis loss.
After the Lewis loss, right away after this, we didn't talk that much. It was like I was surprised. I didn't see the time going. Like he was saying that I didn't even know that there was the third round. Like something like that. He said that I was lost in the. I was kind of in how to say that. I was in kind of like I was in just frying. I don't know. I was lost in translation. Like I didn't know that we was in the last round, and I didn't even know that we was late on the counter. I didn't, and then I knew that it was a little bit lost in that fight. I mean, mentally, like it was to make sure that you do not look gas out. It's not do the because I guess afraid of all that people were saying about how weak is it with the stamina or whatever. I think so. That's what he said to me. He just said to me that and also he had that kick in the. I mean, but this is not an excuse. I mean, I don't want to mention it because people will say, well, now he's trying to excuse himself. But actually, when we went in the second round, he said to me, I don't know what hit me in the face, but I'm not seeing with my left eye. And that was a kick. That was a kick that Derrick Lewis threw, but the toes just get in the fencing eyes. And that was like he couldn't. He was holding to make sure that the vision that he had could come clear again, and then he can fight. But the fight just went like that. He didn't see anything. He didn't see the time going. He was just patient. He was thinking that he was patient, but he was out of the cage. I mean, he said that mentally he was out. He wasn't there. So yeah. I mean, that's the only thing that he said.
I see. And after the Derrick Lewis fight, I mean, Dana came out and he said that he felt like Francis had an ego problem and all that. You agreed to it a little extent, but do you think it's just because the way he was winning the fights in the beginning? Like you said, it's a lot of pressure when you've got like the media and people expecting things out of you. His fights were going like mostly quick knockouts and he was rising very fast, and you felt like maybe it was too much too soon. Do you feel like it's because like maybe in the Stipe fight because he didn't experience that kind of the fight going long, like not getting the quick knockout, getting tired, and then an opposite kind of effect in the Derrick Lewis fight because he's fighting a big, powerful puncher, and at the same time he's worrying about cardio and all that. When you look at all of this, I mean, what lessons have you guys learned? How do you avoid this happening again going into this Curtis Blaydes fight?
Going to this fight with Curtis, what we're trying to do is first of all, like first of all is like talk about that, like just make sure that we can take that out. Like sometimes when you're a big guy and you have this situation, you don't like to talk about it. You just don't want to face that. And so we try to face that, talk a little bit about it, and try to sometimes figure out what went out. And eventually we put Francis in touch. We have a common friend, Tino too, Matemo too. He put us in touch with a mentally conditional trainer. So the guy is taking care of Francis, try to build up that mentality, that savage mentality that he had before, and try to make sure that he can explain himself what happened and what could happen next. So, and in the training, we try to just anticipate everything that how do you say Curtis Blaydes can have done. Like we faced Blaydes before, did Blaydes before, and Blaydes have improved a lot. He's one of the biggest danger that Francis will face right now, because before Curtis Blaydes was a wrestler who knew how to box decently, and he went from that to a MMA artist, like a mixed martial artist, like a good one, like someone who can change level, pretend that he's going for the wrestling, and then he can punch you on the face, and then pretend that he's punching you, and then go for the wrestling. So that would be a good thing to fight with, a good thing to deal with, and Francis is working on that. Like we are working on that, like try to really have in the gym people that looks like Curtis, like all the best wrestlers in France have been in our gym since the camp is beginning. All the best wrestlers that we can have, and then we put Francis in all the situation, in the decent situation, in against the cage, on the floor, every time the man position, the back, everything. I mean, including the high level boxer. In our gym we have a lot of good heavyweight now, in a very young guy that I think in the next year you're going to find those you're going to meet this guy in the UFC. I mean, very good guy. Like I have 3 guys in the gym, very good wrestler and good striker, that very good on the Francis sparring, and they are doing a good job. So I think we're going to see a new Francis. We're going to see something different.
Now that you're back in Paris, we're kind of like where it all started with you and Francis, and it was kind of frustrating for you, of course, in the last fight that you weren't there for the entire process, because of course he was in Vegas and all that. So now that you're back in Paris, where it all started, monitoring kind of the whole thing and the preparation, are you sensing a more motivated Francis?
Really, Francis seems like he just found out his roles, and it really seems like focused, like even liking the camp. Like you can tell when someone do not like the camp, like he's training, but he's training like a job, and when someone is training, like he's having pleasure training. So
yep.
I feel like Paris is something different. It's we don't have those fancy machines that the performances can have. We don't have everything fancy like in Vegas, but I feel like it's doing great.
Nice. A couple more questions before I let you go, and I appreciate the time. You guys, he's fighting in Beijing, and China are known to be very passionate about the sport. It's a completely different experience. So how excited are you guys to be just out there in front of the Chinese fans?
The Chinese? I didn't quite understand. So
I said... Yeah, I was talking about like the Chinese fans. They're known to be very respectful and passionate. They're a different kind of crowd. The Asian crowds in general, they won't really boo in certain positions in the fight. They understand and they really respect the sport, and they're very excited about it. So I was talking about like if you're excited to have that different kind of experience for Francis.
Well, we don't really know how they're going to react. We hope that anyway, no matter how they will react, we hope that Francis will be ready to give the best that he can give, to have a better we just have to make sure that he have that better. Jesus. Okay, like I was saying that we just we just wish that when we arrive there, France is going to give the best show that he never had before, and then the fan will love Francis. That's it. I mean, we just went there to have a good show, have Francis back, have Francis give the best performance that he can give, and then the fans will follow.
And one last thing, how do you envision the fight going? Do you envision a certain way Francis wins?
The way?
Yeah, do you envision how he's going to win? Like, do you envision how this fight ends?
Well, seriously, I don't know. I cannot predict this fight. What I can tell is that Francis is ready to just do whatever it takes to win the fight. I mean, Francis will be on the striking department, very sharp to look the KO. But at the same time, Francis have a bunch of submission. If the fight goes down, anything can happen. Like, really, to be honest with you, I have the feeling that Francis is ready for this fight because of that ego who make you say the stronger, who make you think that you're the best. That thing that Francis want to come back. Francis need to come back. So he's against the wall. So I mean, it feel like there will be a win. I mean, all the camp is like, this is the win. This is a big task, but we are going to win this fight. Anyway, no matter how it goes, we're going to win this fight.
All right, well, Fernand, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Of course, you can catch Francis Ngannou in the main event of UFC Fight Night Beijing against Curtis Blaydes on November 24th. Fernand, thank you so much for your time, and have a good day.
You are very welcome. Sorry for the noise. I will go take care of my daughter now.
Absolutely, no worries. I appreciate the time. Thank you.